This is happening every day. These are rough people. These are people that are in jail for murder and all sorts of things, and they're releasing them into our country. She wasn't really involved, and the whole thing is horrible. She was totally in charge. She could have shut the border down without him. He didn't know what he was doing anyways. He wouldn't have even known what happened. You could shut the border down. He wouldn't even know the difference.
I think it is essential to have a secure border. You're really not a country unless you have a secure border.
And secure elections.
Yeah, absolutely. Secure elections. And so it's just essential to have a real border or we can't function as a country. And our central services are being overwhelmed in a lot of cities. But as we were talking about earlier, I think having a legal immigration process that is smooth and efficient and done well. And I'm speaking as someone who is a legal immigrant. And I think that one way to think of it is, who do you want on your team? Who do you want on Team America? And I think we want to just say, okay, we want to let in people who are going to be great contributors to society and to our economy. And who do you want on the team? And it's not to say that, in my opinion, actually, I'd say probably most of the illegal immigrants actually are actually good, hardworking people. That's my opinion. But some are not. And you just have this sort of adverse selection test where, if somebody's like a career in theft or robbery, I don't understand what's taken them so long to get here, because we're such a target-rich environment. Why aren't more people who have a career in bad things coming here sooner? Because it's a piece of cake to go rob houses in LA or New York compared to other parts of the world. And in a lot of places in America, if you try to stop the person who's robbing you, you'll be arrested.
Yeah, that's right. What's happening with crime, and our police are so good, but they're not allowed to do their job. But I have to tell you, Elon, I hate to say it because it's such a downer to say it. I hate to say it. I hate it, but you have a lot of people that just shouldn't be. I think it's a much bigger number than you think. They're allowing, allowing people from their jails. And if you were running one of these countries where they're coming from, you would have had all of them. As an example, Venezuela, their crime is down 72%. They're taking their drug dealers. They're taking, frankly, their prisoners. They're emptying out their prisons. They're taking criminals, their murderers, their rapists, and they're delivering them into.
But that's what Castro
did on a much smaller scale. But this is a massive scale because this is being done worldwide. But here's what's happening. Crime all over the world is down. And wait till you see the numbers that we have. This is migrant crime. This is crime that's going to be. And I saw it today in New York where somebody was knifed raped the girlfriend of a man that stood there watching in New York in one of the shelters and started pulling out the knives, and bad things happen today. But this is happening every day. These are rough people. These are people that are in jail for murder and all sorts of things. And they're releasing them into our country. And they're telling them, if you come back, we're going to kill you. We're going to give you the death penalty or kill you. So they don't want to come back. But these are rough people. These are criminals that make our criminals look like nice people. And it's horrible what they're doing. And she's in charge of it because now she's trying to say she had nothing to do with it. And she's such a liar because she was called the border czar the first day and it was on the headlines of every newspaper. She's the border czar. She never even went there. She went to one location which had nothing to do with where the problem is. She went in and out because she was getting a lot of pressure, but had nothing to do with the problem is. But she was the border czar, and people can't allow them to get away with their disinformation campaign. Now she's trying to say that she wasn't really involved, and the whole thing is horrible. She was totally in charge. She could have shut the border down without him. He didn't know what he was doing anyways. He wouldn't have even known what happened. You could shut the border down. He wouldn't even know the difference. The fact is that she was border czar, but if you don't have to call her that. The fact is you could just call her. She was in charge of the border, and the border was the worst ever.
It's simply not work. Whether it's a question of intention or competence, we don't have a secure border, and we have people streaming over like it looks like a World War Z zombie apocalypse at times.